This is the mania that gets created when Hindi film viewers finally see what Tamil creators have been doing for years with their revered stars. Imagine, they just got a glimpse of it now and they're losing their minds in theaters. And Tamil creators have been doing this for years. It's about goddamn time. The day is finally here, and my god, for some reason, did my nerves kick in the night before the screening because I was thinking about the several permutations and combinations that could be the result of this film. I, with gleeful anticipation and slight caution, went in for the 7:15 am packed show, and my god, was it a roller coaster ride. There is a lot of deliberation regarding the plot of the film, and most of the marketing snippets of the movie have made the audiences insinuate the plot versus giving an entire outline of what the film may be about. What I'll say regarding the synopsis of the film is more or less what you've seen about the movie already through the preview and the trailer. There is a case of Shah Rukh Khan being in different timelines and in different professions. There is a hostage situation in the metro in the current timeline which is carried out by Shah Rukh Khan and his girl army. The hostage situation garners national attention. The masses gravitate towards the magnetic personality and purpose behind the plan, as it aims to be for the welfare of society and call out the hypocrisy of those in positions of power. The police force do everything in their might to curtail the situation, led by Nayanthara. The purpose behind the mission gets unearthed as we take a deep dive into the origin story of the mysterious bald man and why he comes in direct conflict with the film's antagonist Vijay Sethupathi. I've tried to keep it as vague as possible, but the entire team assembled executing the mission have context and a trigger to why they think it's justifiable to become a modern day vigilante. Much like Marcel, the deep dive into the flashback and the origin story of SRK and his girl army provides context to the current timeline and becomes the premise of Jawan. Here's me telling you the good and bad aspects of the film so that you guys can ultimately decide whether to watch Jawan in theaters or not. The underwhelming aspects. Half-baked and convenient social themes. This is a recurring feature with Atlee movies where the integration of the social messaging in the film partially removes the audience that was otherwise fully engaged in the screenplay. The issue is not the premise itself or the topic that is being explored, but the rushed nature with which Atlee sheds light on these topics and expects the audience to produce an emotional reaction. An example that I can tell you without giving much away is that the witty nature of SRK in the hostage situation is the prime focus, and almost without any organic progression, we shift to exploring the origin story of one of the girls. This shift is so 0 to 100, and the emotions explored in that said origin story are so intense, it almost catches you out of nowhere. The traumatic events are described, and quick solutions are brought in society that will put even Anil Kapoor's one day as CM in Nayak to shame. While this is only fleeting in the first half, the star-driven action entertainer whose biggest strength is to entertain with its action set pieces centered around SRK does slightly get bogged down in the second half when different social themes are reintroduced, as if Atlee wanted to tick off boxes. A new topic is to be brought up, they are addressed, a solution is quickly met with the most convenience, and this becomes a recurring theme throughout the film. There was one instance, however, where I was slightly shocked, where it seemed like SRK broke the fourth wall and spoke to the audience directly, and for those brief moments you feel that it is SRK's way of communicating his politics as well, or what he personally disagrees with, and urges the public to raise their voice. I took a sigh of relief with the fact that Atlee has packaged SRK and the action set pieces in such a massy avatar that the roadblocks with its social themes just become minor setbacks rather than absolutely crushing the quality of the film. Unintentionally funny moments. There are definitely moments that can easily land in the Matlab Kuch Bhi episode on the channel, and this has nothing to do with the action which are packaged in this larger than life fashion, but some of the moments intended to be serious but just extracted a chuckle out of me. A lot of the gags with Vijay Sethupath's character just don't land, especially his pep talk with his brother played by Jaz Khan constantly calling him Golgappa, or a Bane-like financier who roams around with a cheetah everywhere he goes. We have often Khan discussed how in older films they would detect female pregnancy by just listening to the pulse of a woman, and a similar incident in the film definitely made me face palm as well. Thankfully, there aren't many PJs in the film like Pathan, and most of the comedic punchlines actually hit the nail on the head when they contribute to the action sequences. The good. Anirudh's score and visual effects. There has been a lot of talk about the mid-music of Jawan and how an Anirudh collaboration with SRK deserved better singles. But I have to say, when I saw Zinda Banda especially, the crowd erupted in cheers. There is something about certain singles that translate to generate euphoria in packed theatres versus having anything close to that feeling when we see it in the comfort of our own home. It was Jhume Jo Pathan that time, it was Zinda Banda this time. Chalia is integrated well in the screenplay, but I was most underwhelmed with the single Farata featuring SRK and Deepika Padukone. The duo definitely deserved a better track together. Where Anirudh may have faltered in giving us absolute bangers in singles, he more than compensates with his score in the several action scenes throughout the film. The Jawan title track and especially the portion of Masi 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 made the crowd go absolutely wild. I cannot rave enough, however, about the visual effects of the film. Never did the backdrops in any frame come across as generic digitally rendered products. Everything from the village next to the China border, the metro station hostage situation, the dilapidated hospital ambush scene, the jail in which the film is set, all the frames set the stage for the exhilarating moments of combat. Cinematographer G.K. Vishnu deserves all the praise for the same. Action set pieces. There is a combination of wit and slick choreography that is so well executed in this film that my heart was especially happy that incessant jump cuts did not ruin any moments of combat. There is a precision in the movement and the way the camera is placed in several of the set pieces, always assuming the position of the blows to give the real impact to the viewers. This sets the ball rolling from the first time in which SRK is introduced. If you thought Sid Anand presented SRK, especially his introduction in a Masi avatar, then you have no idea what Atlee has cooked up. The way SRK is packaged and presented, assisted by Anirudh's score in his introduction in this film, is a sight to witness truly. Combating the invaders as he is mummified and slowly getting disrobed only to reveal his identity was masterful. There is a combat sequence outside the hospital where you see Nayanthara in all her glory with a knife, showcasing her physical prowess in close combat. The interval block made everyone's jaw drop. And I cannot rave about it enough. Possibly Bollywood's best designed interval block that leaves you with such a high that you can't wait for the second half to start. There is a chase sequence in the film where the most creative ideas are utilized to combat oncoming cars, and they range from eggs, parachutes and spikes. And I have to say that this is the conviction that was missing in Hindi cinema, where the most wacky ideas can generate hooting and cheering versus pragmatism kicking in as if it's done in a half-assed manner. A battle sequence in the climax in the jail is full paisa vasool entertainment as well. It seemed like a triple threat match with the big show and I was all for it. Signature Atlee style. While I have been critical of Atlee's screenplay, especially his indulgence in exploring several social themes for Jawan, there is something special about the way he presents his heroes. See, what you, me and all of us quickly recognized with Jawan and its marketing was that it wasn't going to be something entirely unique from a storyline POV. But what piqued our curiosity was whether he could present a beloved and revered star in his most larger-than-life avatar, and he did so with flying colors. The avatars of SRK, something that I can't do a deep dive on and will do so only in the spoiler-filled discussion, is a treat for not only his fans but for Hindi cinema viewers who finally get to see what Tamil filmmakers have been doing for years with their revered stars. Nayanthara as a badass cop is a treat. Sania Malhotra, the most convincing of the girl army, especially her origin story. And Deepika, even with a small cameo, has a brilliant impact in establishing an emotional connection with the viewers. The most interesting character choice he executes is with Vijay Sethupathi, who is almost in like a Jason Momoa from Fast X avatar. Almost never serious, and this leads to some of the most hilarious moments, especially when he is physically battling it out with SRK. The brilliance of a mass entertainer are callbacks and one-liners, and through his signature flashback story, Atlee allows the viewer to be constantly reminded of the motive of the main character. This keeps their emotions alive and you wanting to root for their vengeance. The deafening noise in the theater when SRK said, "Bete ko haath lagane se pehle baap se baat kar," or when someone references a father-son duo as Mufasa and Simba, that was mass cinema at its peak. Jawan really shaped up to be a thoroughly entertaining star-driven action film, barring some abrupt tonal shifts and logical fallacies. It probably presents a Hindi film hero that fans can only dream of. No wonder Tamil and Telugu fans have such an affinity for mass cinema, and it's crazy that Hindi viewers just got a taste of it with this Atlee project, and it's already creating mania in theaters. And that was the video, guys. Write down in the comments below what you thought about Jawan. Please don't forget to follow me on Instagram, the handle's right in front of you. Follow me at JammyPants4. Also, please support us by smashing the like button and subscribing to our channel for weekly content ahead. Thank you for watching.